is once again time for everybody's favorite video of the week. The best bet show for UFC 312. We could talk picks, we could talk predictions, but none of that matters other than where my hard-earned money is going. In this video, I'm going to give you three bets. Three bets. One's a parlay, one's a round prop bet, and one's a prop bet. Additionally, I will give you every single one of my DFS plays on Underdog and on Betr, which if you followed last week, you cashed out big. So before we get into all of that, I will throughout this video let you know where you can get every single one of my bets on UFC 312 absolutely free. But before we get into UFC 312, let's recap last week. I always want to be transparent. Last week, best bet show was not good. If you followed the three bets that I gave you, Naimov money line hit, the over 4.5, no. So we lose the parlay there. You know, Izzy is just that cooked that he gets knocked out by Imavov. But Roman Dolidze made it 5 rounds by, I don't know, being Georgian, I guess. Well, whatever. We lose that one. We lose the round prop bet on the fight to not go the distance. We actually got some CLV there. I think the fight closed at -110 for the fight to not go the distance, and CLV just continues to be the kiss of death for winning bets. But, you know, Saeed pretty much just tried to survive. I think Vinicius probably could have got him out of there, but Saeed was just holding on to legs, and sometimes that's the way it goes. So we lose that one, and then we lost the prop bet on Mayra Bueno Silva. Looked like she could have had the guillotine in the first round. You know, at plus 650 odds, if you give me one chance at a submission, I'm happy about it. Even if you don't finish it, at least she was trying to go for it. We lose just 0.2 units there. So last week in total, we were down 2.2 units on the three bets that I gave you. So on the year, we're in the red. We're in the red on the best bet show, 3 shows in. Very sorry about that. But if you tailed the DFS plays that I gave you on the best bet show last week, you would have made some serious money. We cooked absolutely. We smoked the apps here. Okay, 7 units in profit. We went 4-1 on 5 of our 2-leg entries. And yeah, I mean, we just absolutely smoked it. I mean, it was one of my more confident cards for DFS plays, and it pretty much showed out. The only line that we didn't get correct was Shamil Gaziev. I had the higher. He knocked him out in the first round. 1-shot KO. You tip your hat to Big Blob Shamil, and you move on. But other than that, it was an absolute cook. So, good stuff there. I will give you those plays throughout this video as well, and make sure you're signed up on Underdog and Betr so you can get those plays in and you can cash in with me. Let's get into the bets for UFC 312. We're starting it off with a parlay. All right? The parlay last week did not hit. That was the first parlay of 2025. That I gave out to my premium members that did not hit. So we're looking to get back on track. It's a 2-leg money line parlay. Seems simple enough to me. Cody Steele, money line. All right, this guy is obviously getting pushed by the UFC. I think the skill set is there. I think he's a little bit over-aggressive at times, but I do like the pace and pressure that he puts on his opponents. He does not allow them to be comfortable, which is good, but it can lead to getting hit a few times, but he has shown he can take a shot. So I think he puts the pressure on Rong Zhu. I think he can mix in the grappling. I expect his ground game to be better than Rong Zhu's, just considering the grappling pedigree that he has on his record, and his stand-up is pretty much what he's used in his professional career so far. He's not doing a ton of grappling in a lot of his fights. A lot of it is just stand-up boxing, pressure up against the cage, unleash combinations, and he looks pretty decent. So I think he comes over to Australia, picks up a win, training out of Syndicate MMA. I love that gym. I think he gets it done. Steele, money line, paired with Kong Wang. Kong Wang, money line. All right? You're going to be telling me that Bruna Brazil is this improving fighter from Fighting Nerds, but I just don't see it, boys. I just don't see it. Kong Wang, I think, is the much better striker. I think she's bigger. She's more physical. Bruna Brazil is not going to be able to get takedowns on Kong Wang. She's not going to be a better grappler than Kong Wang. Not that Kong Wang is some great grappler, but Bruna Brazil is not that great of a grappler either. And she's smaller, less physical, and at range, Kong Wang is going to piece her up. So Kong Wang in this parlay, minus 128 on the odds, 1.5 units on that parlay. I feel pretty dang good about it. It should be a hit. Should be a hit. I don't know if Cody Steele, what his ethnicity is, but a little Asian. Got to have a little Asian in Cody Steele. Maybe it's the Asian parlay. Whatever. Either way, lock it in. Now let's get into the underdog plays. All right, so if you're in one of these highlighted states, you're going to want to listen up because you can win slips just like these. Since 2024, we're positive 71.52 units only on 2-leg entries. These are 5-leg entries, obviously. Those are the big money plays. But on just 2-leg entries, we're positive 71.52 units. And right now might be the best time in all of history to download the Underdog app and get signed up. Why? Because not only do we have UFC 312, but we also have the big game on Sunday. Chiefs versus Eagles. A big game. So there's a lot of promos going on right now. For UFC 312, if you sign up using my code HeyJive, you will get Dricus du Plessis promo, special, whatever you want to call it, just to land at least one significant strike in the main event, and you win. For the big game, you're going to get a free pick. Travis Kelce, 0.5 total yards, so he just needs to get 1 yard, and you win. And you'll also get a no-sweat entry on the big game, meaning you put your entry in. If it hits, cool. If it doesn't hit, you'll get your funds that you had on that entry back in your account with bonus credit. So it's a no sweat entry, a free pick on Travis Kelce, and a free pick on Dricus du Plessis. That's probably the best time in all of history to download the Underdog app. Get yourself signed up. Use code HeyJive to unlock all of these. And in addition to that, you're going to get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. So if that sounds good to you, there's a link down in the description. Click that and put these plays in. All right, let's go through them. Colby Thickness, lower than 29.5 significant strikes. He's not a striker. He's a grappler. Topuria is also a grappler. So it could easily turn into a grapple fest. And on the feet, Topuria could also knock him out. I just don't see Thickness racking up a ton of significant strikes. I like his lower. Lower on Francisco Prado. Jake Matthews' opponents, I should say, have only gone higher than this number one time in his entire UFC career. One time. And that was Michael Morales. All right? I don't think Francisco Prado is Michael Morales. But either way, Prado does throw hard. He throws a lot, but he could knock him out early. We have the upside for the early finish, and we also have the upside for if this fight does turn into some grappling, which I kind of expect Jake Matthews to do. I would expect Jake Matthews to try to grapple. If he doesn't, he's probably going to get knocked out. So I like the lower on Francisco Prado there. I like the lower on Zhang Wei Li. Tatiana Suarez gets hit with less than 1.5 significant strikes per minute. She's a grappler. She's a wrestler. She's going to be looking for takedowns on Zhang Wei Li. She's not really going to engage in a lot of the striking exchanges. Zhang Wei Li, lower than 87.5. I like it a lot. You also have upside for the early finish. Hyung Sung Park, lower than 54.5. Tumen Dembarol is not a guy that gets hit all that often. Why? Because he throws, I want to say caution to the wind, but he throws wild. And he's also has a 5-inch reach advantage as well. He's bigger than Hyun Sung Park. I expect Park to be looking to grapple instead of strike with Tumen Dembarol, who is dangerous and very wild and very hard to time. He doesn't really sit there and he doesn't sit across from you and just let you kickbox him. You know, he's a very active fighter, so it's going to be hard to land a ton of significant strikes on him. I like the lower there on Park. Also have upside for the early finish. Bruna Brazil, lower on significant strikes, lower than 44.5. Bruna Brazil is not a high-volume girl whatsoever. You look at her statistics, she does not land a ton of high volume. I don't think Kong Wang is a girl that is easy to hit. She uses a lot of footwork from the outside. And if you look at her opponents, they're not landing at a very high clip. So I think Bruna Brazil goes lower than 44.5. And if anything, Bruna's probably going to be looking to shoot takedowns here because Kong Wang's just going to be faster, hit a lot harder, and Bruno's going to be in for a world of trouble. So that's a 5-pick entry, wins up to 20x. Lock it in. 2-pick entry, I should say. Kevin Jusei, lower than 80.5, paired with Zhang Wei Li, lower than 87.5. Jusei's opponent, McAuliffe, is going to be looking to grapple. He's not going to be looking to stand and strike. Jusei does have some pretty high volume striking, but McAuliffe is probably going to be looking for the clinch a lot. He's not going to just let Jusei stand and kick his leg. I think he's going to be looking to bring the forward pressure, try to take the fight to the ground. And this number is just very high that I like to take the lower when you get high numbers like this. So lower than 80.5 for Kevin Jousset. And then this 2-pick entry, lower on Bruno Brazil, significant strikes, and lower than Gabriel Santos, 72.5, because I do expect Santos to mix in some grappling. And, Santos' career high, I think, is 76. And that was a fight where he landed, I think, near 50, almost 50 significant strikes in the first round. Should have had a finish in that fight. And I don't really see Jack Jenkins and Gabriel Santos not playing out with some sort of grappling involved. So I think Gabriel Santos goes lower there. 2-pick entry, wins up to 3x, lock those in. And again, you'll get the DDP special for UFC 312, the specials for the big game on Sunday. Link down in the description. If you're in one of these highlighted states, download the Underdog app, use my code HeyJob to unlock all this, and get your deposit bonus up to $1,000 so you can put these plays in and cash in with me. Now on to the round prop bet. We got the over 2.5 rounds in the Salkild versus Jubilee fight. I think at plus 125, I think it's a plus EV bet that makes a lot of sense for me to play. So I put 1 unit on it. Why? Because I don't think there's much upside for Jubilee to find a finish in this fight at all. So I think the only upside in this fight to go under 2.5 is coming from Salkild. Now, can Salkild finish Jubilee? Possibly. But I don't think Jubilee is a guy that puts himself at risk in a lot of scenarios. Obviously, he kind of gave up in the last fight against Breeden, got knocked out, but that was actually over the 2.5 round mark. So the over 2.5 would have cashed in that fight. And I think Salkild, I don't really think he's a potent finisher, man. Like, he has 2 submissions on his record, but they're both against the same guy. He submitted the same guy. I don't think his stand-up is super powerful. I think he's a well-rounded guy, and I do think he wins the fight. But I don't think Jubilee's just going to come in here and get finished. Like, I think he'll put on a pretty solid performance where it's respectable enough, and Salkild probably walks away with a decision victory. So I like the over 2.5 here at plus money. I kind of expected the over 2.5 to be favored at maybe the minus 125, minus 110. So I think we're getting the best of it at plus 125 for the fight to go over 2.5. There's your round prop bet for the week. 1 unit on that. Let's cash it. Now, if you want all my bets this week, you can get them for free. You join the Home of Fight Picks Winnable. There's a link down in the description below. Use code 312. You'll get a 7-day free trial. Why should you do that? Because we have proven over the past 2 years and in 2025 so far that you will profit over the long term. 2023, I was positive nearly 45 units. 2024, I was up over 100 units. And 2025 year-to-date through 3 UFC cards, were positive over 10 units. That's my results. On the left is my boy Nolan's results. He is also one of the cappers in Home of Fight Picks. So not only are you going to get my bets every single week, but you'll get Nolan's bets as well. And now is a great time to join as well because we have fights every single Saturday for a very long time. So you're going to get your money's worth. We have proven over the long term that we will be profitable. Join there. You can join for free. Use code 312. Link down in the description below to sign up. And when all the plays are, or when I put a play in, it gets sent directly to your phone. So you get a text message. You click on the link. You'll see the play, and you can put those in immediately. Why is this a big deal? Because the DFS plays, you're going to see it on here. I give them out later in the week, but I actually put them in on Monday. I put them in on Monday. I send them out to the premium members. So the premium members get them first. They get the lines much better than you're going to see on the screen here. I guess when you put the plays in now, they're going to be adjusted, but they get them early on Monday. That's usually when I put my plays in, Monday, Tuesday. I send them out there. They get them early, so you get the best lines. Link down in the description. Join up, and let's make some money. Now we get into the prop bet this week. It's Tatiana Suarez by sub. Plus 300 on Tatiana Suarez to win by her most likely win condition. I like it. I already think Tatiana Suarez wins. Okay, I think she's by far the best wrestler that women's MMA has ever seen. I don't think Zhang Weili has faced a wrestler. I mean, there's no way he could have faced a wrestler like Tatiana Suarez. Now, obviously, the layoffs, the injuries is not the best, But I think that's why we're getting a little bit of a discount here with Tatiana Suarez. I think Weili is very good, but she just has not faced a wrestler, grappler like Tatiana Suarez. And I think Tatiana has such a way to find these submissions, whether it's a rear naked choke, a guillotine, whatever. She's going to find a way to create scrambles with her wrestling. Even if she doesn't get an initial takedown, she's going to find a way to get a better position. And when she finds a submission, you're not getting out of it. You're not. She has the squeeze of a man. She is huge for the 115-pound division, and I think she's going to find a sub here. So I got Tatiana Suarez by sub, plus 300. Most of her wins in her professional career come by submission, and I think she probably needs a finish, or at least she doesn't need a finish, but I think her most likely path to getting the belt here is to find a submission within the first 3 rounds, and I think she can get it. So plus 300, 0.5 units there for Tatiana Suarez to win by submission. There's your prop bet for the week. Lock it in. And now we can get into the Betr Picks plays. If you're in one of these purple states, you're going to want to download the Betr Picks app. Link down in the description below to do so. Use my code AJOB to get a deposit bonus up to $250. Last week, we went 6 for 8 on our Betr Picks 8-legger. I would have been really pissed, if Shamil Gaziev was the only one that messed it up. But Imavov over 1.5 takedowns, it did not cash. So we went 6 for 8, but obviously we cooked on the 2 pick entries on Betr Picks as well. 71.52 units in the profit since 2024. Telling you, boys, you got to download these apps. You got to download them all. And you got to put these plays in because Betr Picks oftentimes does have more soft lines than a lot of these apps. So Betr Picks play this week. The 8-legger. Park, lower. We talked about that. Juice, lower. Talked about that. Brazil, thickness. Santos, Prado, Weili, all lower. We talked about that. And we're taking Jimmy Crute lower than 2.5 takedowns for the reason that I think the fight could end early. Bellato has shown 100% takedown defense. I don't think it's, rock solid to the point where he can't get taken down. But considering this fight could end in the first round, or at least within the first 1.5 rounds, 2.5 takedowns is a large number for a guy that has had a layoff, has flirted with retirement. I just think the lower on 2.5 takedowns makes a lot of sense for Jimmy Crute here. So there's your 8-legger, 100x multiplier, $50 wins 5,000. The 2-legger, Hyun-Sung Park lower and Kobe Thickness lower. You see a little bit better lines there on Betr Picks. 3x payout there. And we're taking Gabriel Santos to get 2 takedowns paired with Francisco Prado lower on significant strikes. Gabriel Santos has gotten 2 takedowns on I think every single one of his UFC fights, which is 3. And Jack Jenkins was getting taken down by Don Shainis. Got taken down twice by Herbert Burns. I don't think the guy's takedown defense is the best. And if you're Gabriel Santos, the best path to victory is probably going to be to grapple. You're going to give yourself the best chance to come out of the fight with a win by wrestling and grappling. So 3x payouts there. Lock these in. We have been absolutely cooking Betr Picks. Their lines don't tend to move as fast as Underdog, so that's exactly why you need to have all the apps available so you can get the best line available. Lock these plays in. If you're in one of these purple states, link down in the description below. Use code HeyJive. Get your deposit bonus up to $250, and we can make some money. And lastly, I will offer to you to join the free Telegram channel. Join the Jive Gang. There's a link down in the description below. It's free. I'll throw the DFS plays in there so you have a way to see it, not just watching this video, but you can look at it and put your plays in there. And, of course, I throw in some fun parlays in there because I'm a degenerate. Sometimes at the end of the day, I like to have some fun. I like to hit big. So there's your best bets video for this week, UFC 312. Good luck to you. I appreciate you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. We're back here every week doing it. Early picks, official picks, best bets video. And Fridays, we have the live call-in show with Matty Betts. We'll be doing that tomorrow. So appreciate you for watching. Until next time, HeyJive Picks. We are out.